And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Mexa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to the San Diego Landings in Point Loma. We have the man, Captain Frank Preste, from everywhere, basically. The Royal Polaris, the Shogun, Seaforth, Fisherman's Landing, Point Loma Sport Fishing, and beyond. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
The reels that Southern California anglers have been waiting for are here. Shimano is proud to introduce the all-new Talica 40A and 50A reels. The Talica series is Shimano's flagship 2-speed lever drag reel. It sits at the very pinnacle of the offshore world. Shimano has increased the fishability of the larger Talica models by reducing rotational resistance at high drag and improving durability in critical positions within the reel. The all-new Talica 40A and 50A now boast Infinity Drive, which employs 2 drag washers housed on the side of the reel, allowing for an ultra-smooth, powerful drag system, while at the same time increasing winding power under a load by as much as 40%. The new Talica is built around a more compact, cold-forged machine aluminum one-piece frame. Plus, there's also a new higher high gear, built with a Southern California angler in mind. The new Talica 40 and 50A are available now at your local Shimano dealer.
Hey, it's time for the 30-second Power Pro Seminar. Here's the hot tip for those of us that like to fish with small reels for big fish. Fill your spools with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro. That means you're going to get more line on that small reel. Plus, you can fly line your bait more effectively. Here's another tip about Power Pro Max Quattro. Your casting distance will increase in addition to increasing your spool capacity. So downsize your tackle and use Power Pro Max Quattro. Check PowerPro.com for more information.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Quintin, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on a very busy morning. I when I came into the radio show yesterday and I looked outside at the pad and saw all the boats going, I thought, boy, the boys are going to be busy. Today they are busier. There's a lot of boats coming and going at Fisherman's Landing today.
Yeah.
And some good fishing.
Some really good fishing. Man. Tell us what you know.
That's just great. It's great to see. There was very good fishing for our fleet. You know, I checked in with our boys. I was off yesterday. I had a fun family day, but was off, but checked in with Brian in the office at Fisherman's Landing this morning, and hey, how did we do last night? And it was great. It was great fishing. I mean, I know the Liberty had, I think he said the Liberty came in with 50-ish. It was like high 40s bluefin tunas. The high
on a day trip.
I'm not sure how long of a trip they were. They were on a charter, you know, so it was probably a day and a half or maybe a 2-day. But he said the high percentage of the fish were in the 40 to 90 pound range. Sweet. So really, really nice quality. Constitution had a big day. There was multiple boats that had that kind of similar score. Tomahawk, he said, again, had a really nice trip, mostly 40 to 90 pounders.
Perfect size.
Queen returned from a 3-day trip, full limits of bluefins. It was just great. It was great fishing again. Limits or very near limits for all of the boats that ran out of Fisherman's last night. I'm sure other landings probably saw and experienced similar fishing. It was great.
And some nice great yellows too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy, there's been some
legit.
There's been some cool surprises on kelps offshore. A lot of it is kelp grade fish, smaller, mediums, whatever, and then all of a sudden, like, it's a 30-pounder. Like, where'd
that come from?
Yeah, that's been pretty cool. The tuna challenge wrapped up yesterday.
Oh, right,
I know that was a very
pelagic tuna challenge.
Yep, yeah, that was a very successful event, and
saw a lot of big fish being weighed in over in Avalon.
There was the tournament was won by a 138-pounder, but I mean, you start going down the leaderboard, it was 138, 129, 129, 127,
Wow.
120, 119. Like, there was a lot of big fish. And how about that for, as always, the difference of, pound here or there, or even identical weights between a couple of them. So really cool, and a very successful event. There was close to $100,000 in cash given out throughout the event. It was a really good one.
It was a really good one. And so what happened to the 200-pounders?
I mean, the same thing that always happens to them. They get caught, they don't, they're here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
They're either around or not.
Those guys clearly got the best of what was available, and those were the mid 100-pounders.
Yeah. And then the skiff fishing down very close to home, some of the foamer fishing.
That was cool. We got to talk about that yesterday, about
Brandon
how
Nelson.
How
some
sometimes
of his videos.
Mother Nature throws you a curveball, but then she also throws you a hanging curve down the plate,
Yeah.
And obviously the curve for the private boaters was there's we talked about it at length yesterday. The bait situation is difficult, but they're kicking ass and they're doing the very best that they can. But on Friday, there wasn't bait available for cash sales, and it is what it is. But then the other opportunity comes. There was foamer fishing, some of the best that the private boats have had the entire year.
Yeah.
On a time when you didn't need bait, so it was just it was a very fun week of bluefin fishing. It was great
And flat, calm weather.
Again,
Yeah.
it was grease.
Yeah.
Where you
we
could
get
see
these tropical systems come through.
You could see a foamer from miles away. You didn't need to have a tank of sardines if you were in your skiff. It was cool. It was a very fun weekend of fishing, and great to see the boats doing as well as they did. It was really cool.
Good morning, Captain Frank.
Good morning. Time got away from me.
That's okay.
Between the Supreme and the Shogun.
That's a good problem.
You're kind of everywhere.
Kind of.
Yeah. You're like
I just wanted to mention one of the best trips the Royal Polaris ever had on an 18-day trip was they left San Diego without one piece of bait.
Get out of here. Wow.
Is that right?
That's right. One of the best ever.
Best ever.
Yep.
Make a tank of mackerel somewhere.
Made everything at down at Cedrus and wherever we were fishing bait.
And I noticed Jonathan right now that he did the same thing this trip, right? This bait
He's making mackerel. Actually, quite a few of the guys now are making perfect soap bars.
Yeah, soap bars.
Well, that's what we call them.
Yeah. Why do you call them soap bars?
Because they're the perfect size. They're bigger than a soap bar, but not.
They're
maybe
not too big, not too small.
That's right.
Yeah,
they're perfect.
Yeah. So I know,
and you love them because you can get so many of them in a tank.
Yeah, I'll bet. And they swim good, and they carry a big hook good, and you can fish heavy line, and they're not affected by it.
And you generally catch bigger fish.
I'll bet.
So we've been talking about the bait situation here for the last few weeks, and I know you are on big time on the pulse of the Everingham brothers. You talk to them on a daily basis.
Just about.
It's important. What's the latest?
Well, right now there's good sign of anchovy and small sardine. Kind of hard to catch, but they're working as hard as they can on it. They're bringing another boat down to help, and they're doing everything they can. And the guys, I just hope the guys that are in the smaller boats, the cash sales people, understand that the reason why they get shut off is because the sport fleet is what supports them all year long, and if they got to come first.
Yes.
So,
and we explained that yesterday, that 15% of all gross ticket prices go to the Everingham brothers, whether they catch bait or not, whether you guys go to the bait receiver or not.
Absolutely
so
true.
Not,
I've had some very tough arguments with operators and owners.
I can imagine.
I mean, why do we have to pay for it when we don't get any? Because they're out there trying. Yeah. That's why. They're out there trying, and whatever. That's the way it's been since the beginning of time. I know I had a hard time with it when I first got a boat.
Yeah, I can understand.
When you're working your butt off to make a payment.
I'm paying a bunch of money to you guys, and I'm not getting any bait. What's that all about?
I remember saying I got 20 scoops. That worked out to almost $300 a scoop.
Well, it probably cost them a lot more to catch that,
but
right?
You got to learn. That's all. It's the way it is, and without those guys trying the way they do, we're out of business.
Yeah,
so
that's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I guess there's no way to predict it, right?
No.
What's going to happen with bait and where they're going to find it. And
we've had years like this before. It's all going to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just whether, there's been a threat that the sardine might disappear for a few years, and it might, but who knows?
Yeah.
And we've had, many years where it was straight anchovy. We didn't have any sardines.
Well, Fred Huber from the Daily Double called yesterday kind of very happy that there was going to be a bunch of anchovy in the receiver yesterday.
The bass sure like them better.
Oh, my gosh.
Sure.
They're just having fantastic fishing there.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
That was really fun hearing from Fred yesterday. He was just telling us about the grade of the calico bass that was available and how good it was biting, and just an afternoon in Point Loma with good current running down the beach and some anchovies in the tank and biting bass. Like, fishing doesn't get much better than that. It just sounded so fun. He painted such a cool picture yesterday.
It's one of my favorite fish to fish.
Yeah, totally.
Bass.
So much fun. So what's the latest? What's going on? I mean,
Alliar got in this morning from a 6-day trip with limits of yellowtail and beautiful catch of tuna.
Wow.
25 to 45 pounds. Perfect for the group.
Yellowfin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some Dorado.
Dorado.
Not a lot. I think he had 10 or 11.
Yeah, okay.
But there's a sprinkling of them starting to show up more and more.
Yeah.
And so they had a great trip.
How many day trip was that? 6 day?
Six.
So how far can you go on a 6 day?
He got all the way down to the 13.
Wow.
In fact, he would have had more time down there, but he got down below Cedrus and somebody was having a medical problem. He had to come all the way north to 35 miles north of Cedrus before a helicopter picked up the patient at about 11:30 at night. Then he had to go back down, and luckily he had very good fishing at San Pablo, and then he went on down to the 13. So normally he'd get 2 full days on the 13. This time he only had 1.
But he only needed 1.
That's all he needed.
That's amazing. And then Jonathan on the RP?
He's doing great.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's
photos yesterday looked awesome.
Was he out at Laos yesterday?
It didn't look like they were at the rocks. I think that they had I think the photo that I saw was having really nice tuna and yellowtail, and then mentioning that they were planning on going to the rocks the next day.
There you go.
But the grade was fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a good showing of that 50, 60-pound yellowfin and the 25 to 40-pound yellowfin.
How far down does a guy need to, how long of a trip does a guy need to realistically be on to get to take advantage of that yellowfin right now where it's at?
Well, I would say, you can do it on a 6, but I like to say at least a 7 because that gives you 2.5 days down there and might even have a chance to go to the rocks to get a skinny.
Yeah. On a 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've done it many times.
Yeah.
If the fishing's good enough, yeah.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah, you want to get your yellowtail and tuna out of the way first before you go out and mess with them.
Before you swing for the fence.
Yeah.
And then I know you have the pulse of every, Seaforth, Point Loma, Fisherman's Landing. What's going on at the landings? Any buzz you can share with us?
Well, the only buzz I can tell you is that there's been a few. Fisherman's has had a couple boats that are gone now. The Condor is going to be out of here in a few days.
Yeah.
And the Pegasus had their bad luck, but overall it's been a good year.
Yeah.
Point Loma's doing fine. We're working on trying to get the port to get us done here. It's just
docks.
I've been pinging for a meeting for 3 months, and so has Frank Rossetti. And the response is, well, we're working on it. We're working on it. And I just don't understand how it works.
Is that to redo the docks?
Yeah.
And why are they dragging their feet?
Politics? I can tell you that it's all about, they've okayed the dock replacement, but now they don't want to let us go ahead until we agree to what we're going to do landside. And we feel that we can do some things landside, but when we're going to be spending almost $4 million just on Fisherman's and another $4 million on Point Loma. Wow. and close to that at H&M, it's hard to do a lot of land-side improvements.
Wow.
Okay. But there are things that can be done that we plan on doing, but they've called in some specialists to tell us how to do it.
Specialists.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so they'll spend money on specialists, but they won't.
Well, they're getting $40,000 to tell us how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah, nice.
So other than that,
City of San Diego is. I mean, is it?
No,
well,
it's not the
port.
city.
It's the port.
It's the port.
Yeah.
Port. But you know,
As a city, it might be even worse, right?
it's hard to say. Politics is difficult. I just don't understand why it moves so slow.
Yeah, it's just politics.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
So,
I get it. It's tough
what-
when you're trying to run a business. It's
Well,
not.
what was it for the Pegasus? That their fire was on July 16th, and the insurance company still hasn't okayed the repairs.
Wow,
That makes me so mad.
it's so unfair.
That was one of the most disappointing things I've seen because Alec is a young new owner who was hungry and just did things. He just really did
Working
things the
hard,
right way.
yeah.
You know, he worked his butt off. He ran a lot of trips in the very beginning that were light or had lesser people, and probably lost money to get it going and get it started. And he kicked ass, man. What more do you say? He built a great clientele, and he got to the point where the boat was full and running and chartered and all the things that you're supposed to do as a young guy, and was just about to enjoy all that hard work and running full. And then there was an electrical fire, and then insurance is dragging their feet and just has to just put everything on pause. All of that hard work, you know, and all those full trips and full spots and full charters that he worked so hard to get, and now is just having to sit and wait for insurance to do whatever they're going to do.
And it's likely he's not going to be up by the end of the fishing season.
It's next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just amazing, though, as Rick was saying earlier, what the fishing's like. I mean, the local fishing, the Seaforth, and how well they're doing up there. They're getting a sprinkling of yellowtail almost every day. Good bass fishing. Some bonita.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, Seaforth has had bonita on their count almost every day. And here locally, like the count yesterday on the boats was just fabulous, like you said, bass fishing. And then, you know, Shogun just got in with a really nice trip. Fish up to 150 and some really nice fish, and some, of course, some 25 pounders too. But, they had limits of bluefin. So I don't know, you know, when you look at that and then you look at the fishing down below, and I might mention that I've noticed that not only does the Royal Polaris have one opening here, one opening there on 10-day trips from cancellations. If anybody's interested in an 8 to 10-day trip, I think you can find several boats that'll have one or two openings.
In the prime season coming up here, the fall
Oh,
season.
yeah, I'm talking about September, October, November.
Wow.
The best of it.
Wow.
Yeah. All from recent cancellations, because all our trips were full.
Yeah.
And now I notice there's one, and then we have a Thanksgiving trip that's got 3 openings.
Really? Wow. On the Royal Polaris?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. What about the Polaris Supreme?
Polaris Supreme doesn't have too much left. There's 2 openings on a trip in December and a couple openings on a trip in November.
But there's still, December has been a fantastic month.
The last 6-7 years, it's been some of the best fishing of the year.
Yeah.
Yellowfin and bluefin.
Yeah.
Because it's usually a 5-day trip, and he can get down there a ways.
Okay. Yeah, and this year, the way the water conditions are and late season, kind of everything, it could really bode well.
It's hard to say. You know, Pete, I've predicted so many times, and yes, I've been right a few times, but I've been wrong just as many times. So I don't like predicting anymore.
Well, then what about albacore, though? What are you predicting? Let's predict some albacore.
Someday.
Yeah, I'm going off. I'm still going
Pete said
next
it,
year,
marked
right?
it yesterday.
Yeah.
Next year.
Next year. Yeah. Every year.
So, I do know this. Talking to Barbara Block, she talked about the, I can't even remember the word she used, but over in Japan, the way the water conditions are, she feels that more of that tuna is coming this way.
Ooh.
And that we're going to have bluefin for a long time to come.
No kidding.
That's what she feels.
Well,
and she
I like the way
is,
she
without
said
a doubt, one of the sharpest people in the world when it comes to bluefin.
She's the
that's her
one.
deal.
So that's great. We just need to have some yellowfin and dorado to mix in with it.
Yeah.
Was she here for one of the collection trips, or was it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then we have another collection trip for Monterey Bay Aquarium coming up, a 13-day trip in September.
That's one of my favorite, when those guys come back and they transfer the fish, and then if you get lucky enough to get up to the Monterey Bay Aquarium and see that, amazing tank with all the tunas in it swimming by, to get to go and, point at those fish like, man, those things came off of the same boat that we go fishing on, the same dock that we go on, and that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, remember when they had that one bluefin that got to over 300?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he jumped out of the tank.
He jumped out of the tank, and they came in one morning. He's dead. Yeah, it's like, dang.
That's a bummer.
It's like, made a big mistake there, buddy.
Yeah.
How do they keep you've done it for so many years, how much space does a tuna need?
I had a big tank, and I never did hear why it jumped out, but there must have been some bait in there. He was eager.
I meant more on the boat, like on the Shogun. Where obviously, can they just go into the deck well? Do they have to go into the?
No, they go on the deck wells, but we never. We always want fish less than 10 pounds.
Okay,
that fish grew.
I got that.
How long did it take him to grow?
I don't remember. We'd have to.
Yeah,
I'll find out for you.
Yeah, that's
fun to get John on here sometime.
Yeah, well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today with the man, Captain Franco Preste here, talking fishing all over San Diego here.
It's my favorite. There's nothing that this guy doesn't have a handle on and help us all make happen, and it's just going to be a great show and a lot of fun, and we want to hear from you this morning. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup, we would love to hear from you. Give us a call at 833-288-0973. That's how you reach us on the fan this morning. We are standing by to take those phone calls. 833-288-0973. Again, is how you reach on the fan. Or send us a text. I've already been looking. There's some great text coming through. The only way to text in your questions is through the Let's Talk Hookup app. We say it every week. It's a free download. You don't get any BS. If you don't have the Let's Talk Hookup app already, you need to get it. You can get it either an Android or an iPhone. It's free. There's no BS. There's no nothing. But it's the only way that you can participate in the text of questions to the show, and it's a very easy way to listen to Let's Talk Hookup, whether it be live or archive. Listen on your drive home. If you missed a fun part of the show yesterday with Wayne, you can catch that on your drive home. It's just great. It's a very fun app, and it's the only way to text in your questions. And when you do, make sure you include your contact information as well, because we are giving away a very special prize, and we're so stoked to have Captain Frank in here today. One lucky caller or texter, and as always, that's going to be decided by a coin flip at the end of the show, whether that goes to the caller side or the texter side, is going to win an overnight trip at a Fisherman's Landing. And how this works is any boat that is running open party at a Fisherman's Landing overnight, you get to go on that trip. Any boat, regardless. And then Carl had said if it's a day-and-a-half trip, you can pay the extra to upgrade to that. So a very special prize for one lucky caller or texter, an overnight or potential upgrade to a day-and-a-half on any boat running open party at a Fisherman's Landing. How cool is that?
Why don't we add a $250 gift certificate to that today to either Polaris Supreme, Royal Polaris, or Shogun?
Wow. So that means, why don't we have a caller and a texter?
There you go.
I love it.
Flip the coin to see who gets the $250.
Somebody's getting $250 on one of the most beautiful boats in our fleet.
Yeah, out of either one, Polaris Supreme, Royal Polaris, or the Shogun.
That's so
$250 on one of those boats.
How cool is that?
Very nice, Frank.
Going to be clearly a very busy morning. So stoked to have Captain Frank in here. And again, if you want to get through on the phones, it's 833-288-0973, or send us a text on that Let's Talk Hookup app. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. So much fun here to come. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast Series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG Series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at fine tackle dealers.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Power your boat with Norsk Lithium, the ultimate choice for marine adventures. Our batteries deliver unmatched starting, trolling, and electronics power, packed with cutting-edge technology like Deep Sleep to eliminate phantom draw. Built with rugged BCI-compliant cases, they're designed to handle the toughest conditions on the water. Stay in control with the Norsk Guardian app. Monitor performance, track battery health, and unlock advanced features right from your phone. Charge with confidence using Evotech onboard and DC-to-DC chargers for fast, efficient, and hassle-free power management. Designed for maximum compatibility, these chargers keep your entire system running at peak performance, so you're always ready for the next trip. With a 10 plus 2 year non-prorated warranty, you can trust your batteries to perform for years to come. Our industry-leading warranty ensures you get the most out of your investment, with dedicated customer support if you ever need it. Upgrade your marine power today. Set up your custom system at NorskLithium.com or visit Trolling Motor Doctor in Lakewood. Norsk Lithium. No matter where the adventure takes you, we've got you powered.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check SeaforthLanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. You'll discover California's best-selling truck brand, Ford F-Series, equipped for anything your demanding job needs or the family vacation you're taking. Check out the Bronco family featuring the iconic Ford Bronco or the versatile Ford Bronco Sport. Both have muscle, tech, and durability needed to go anywhere. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, visit your local dealership to find the perfect Ford for you during the Ford Summer Sales Event. The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. Visit your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning with Captain Frank. Going to be a very busy show and lots of fun. And these are the mornings that I love here. It's August, and being at the world headquarters of Fisherman's Landing, it is just a constant look out the window of all the boats dropping passengers off, sliding over to get fuel. This guy moving so this guy can get in. These are the mornings that I love down here. You can hear the dock carts clanking up and down. It's really fun.
Busy time,
no
for
doubt,
sure.
man.
It's just amazing that come 11:30 in the morning, you could shoot a shotgun down everywhere. It's a morgue.
It was funny. I try and get in a walk every morning, and sometimes I just rock around here. And I think it was Monday morning. I was walking past the landing. I couldn't even get through on the sidewalk. There were so many guys waiting.
Some of the joggers get pretty upset.
Yeah, anticipating. Yeah, tough. Yeah,
exactly.
but it's just that time of the year, right? Yeah,
it's fun to see the camaraderie. I don't know why I was thinking the other day about how much I love this industry, and people asking me when I'm going to retire. And when I was running the boat, for me back then, probably because I was just young and stupid, it was all about catching fish. And if I didn't catch fish, I felt like I was disappointing them. But when you see what's happening, when these people hang out for hours, you realize that it's every bit as much camaraderie. And Taka Tanaka never put it any better. We're going fishing, we're going to have fun, and if we catch fish, it's a bonus. And it's what makes, what you're really doing in this business is making people happy.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's it in a nutshell.
Helping them enjoy their vacation.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, that's what it's all
Getting
about.
away.
Yeah,
Yep.
Catching fish.
Catching fish.
That's the bonus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Anywho.
Well, phones are packed, so let's jump into it, Rick.
You got it, man. How about we start it off this morning with Mike? Mike's calling us from Torrance this morning. Mike, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ricky. Hey, Pete. Hey, Frank. Frank, thanks for bringing the fresh fruit and vegetables from your ranch down to the boat today.
Wow.
You're welcome, my
Polaris
friend.
Supreme.
You're welcome.
The boat's looking good.
Well, good.
So I just wanted to give you guys a quick fish report from Castitas. We went there last Saturday and got a 5-pounder, and I think we caught and released 31 largemouth fishing with Fred, the guide up there.
How cool.
He's got a top-notch situation, and we're real fortunate to be able to go enjoy that beautiful lake.
Oh, that's
so I just want to say hello to everybody, and you guys have a great day, okay?
Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that. You have a great text, huh?
Well, I thought a fun text that I actually was going to maybe slide in later or not, but it just kind of bounces off of Mike's question. It was from John in Rancho, San Diego. Says, well, what a great show. I always love hearing the wrap-ups from Frank. First, I want to say, Frank, thanks so much for everything you do for San Diego sport fishing. But my question is about green bass. I got into fishing in Mexico, and I was wondering if your opinion was that it was safe to access Mexico bass fishing anytime soon. In the meantime, where is your favorite largemouth bass fishing taking place?
Well, my favorite largemouth bass fishing happens to be at my ranch right now.
I bet so.
I'm catching some up to 7.5 pounds.
No way, they're getting that big.
Beautiful.
Huh?
But
wow.
I actually got some good news yesterday, and that is, now I have to verify it as far as from the safety standpoint, but as I understand it, as of October 1st, both
Picachos
and El Salto are going to be available.
Great.
Now, if that's, I don't know how good the safety is of it, and I'm going to check into that. I'm going to make a few calls tomorrow and see what I can find out. And if so, I'm definitely going to book a trip for next May for sure. I've already got a trip going to Idaho, so
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we already have a trip planned and deposited to Picachos in April, so good. We're hoping it happens.
I think you're good at Picacho from what I understand.
Yeah,
but
that's good news.
I just stuck on El Salto.
Yeah,
that's I get it.
Place. They're both special places. They're both amazing.
And that's just like what Frank was saying in the when we were talking before. Like, it's as much camaraderie as it is the fishing, and that's a very fun one. I've been blessed to go with Frank a couple of times, and the fishing is fantastic. And obviously that's a big draw to when you're going. But when you come back, it's dinner with everybody together, and it's fish stories, and it's giving a hard time to the guy who was back last half the day and stuck in a tree, and it was high-fiving the guy that got the 7-pounder, and then everybody talks about what they caught him on and strategizing the next before, and you digging into your bag and sharing the 3 blue crankbaits because they were biting the blue better than they're biting the black. It's that the people part of it is the fun of those trips,
and the good people that work at the
no doubt, man.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I can imagine how hard that's been on them for sure. So it's
I agree
to hear that they're getting back to work for sure.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, thank goodness. And let's go ahead and jump back in the phone.
You got it. James from Santee is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. James, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you fellas doing today?
Great, buddy.
Great.
Doing just lovely.
Fantastic. Hey, I got a chance to jump on a little half-day boat Friday, the premiere at H&M Landing, and we kicked butt. Captain Brandon, he's a grinder, and he put us on the fish. It got slow for a little bit. The water was warm, but ugly water. I'm here to tell you, but we grounded out. We did good. I ended up catching at least 10 fish, if not more.
James, that's awesome.
Rock cod, Vermilion rock cod, you name it, a whitefish. It was smoking hot. Little Max, we bunched up on the Max and cut them up for bait. So it was a great day on the water. But hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup. And that's a great report. And it's half-day fishing, man. It's so much fun.
It is.
Yeah, glad you got out. Appreciate the call this morning. Hey, Jake from Carlsbad has some kudos for Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Hey, guys, loving the show. Just wanted to give a huge shout-out to Brandon down at the shop. Of course, Brandon, the world's greatest fisherman, we call him. I've been waiting for...
Don't tell Rick that.
I've been waiting for 100J mag blank for a while, and he went out of his way to keep me in the loop on the regular updates. Even gave me a sweet limited color blank. Really appreciate his extra effort and solid communication. Big thanks to Brandon and the whole crew at Fisherman's Landing Tackle. It's very nice.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Music to my ears. I am totally familiar with that. He had made a deposit on a special blank that we had been waiting for a little bit. And don't get me wrong, CalStar is kicking some serious butt, but that blank was just a little bit back on when it was its turn to being produced. but they built some very special ones that were. It was a graphite 100 mag. That's a graphite and fiberglass composite, and that one had it had some tan fiberglass in place of the black. So you had the dark gray graphite that blended to become tan fiberglass. And Brandon, knowing that gentleman had been waiting for a while on that 100 mag blank, called and said, "Hey man, we know you've been waiting. This one's maybe a couple of bucks, and it's kind of a special one, but if anybody deserves it, it's you. No charge, no nothing, no extra. This is yours if you want it." And now he's got himself a really cool rod.
How cool
I was
is that?
proud about how that one all went down.
That
is
is
great.
cool. Well, let's jump back in the phones, Rick.
You got it, man. Hey, they are absolutely packed solid. If you want to get your shot again, it's 833-288-0973. We're going to talk to Matt, who's calling us from Camarillo this morning. Good morning, Matt. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
A quick question for Frank. You've been doing this for years. Is there any wisdom you can give us with a standard J hook or a circle hook? When to set that hook? How long to let that fish eat that bait? Would be much appreciated. Thanks.
Good question.
Well, first of all, remember that a circle hook is always great because, or a Mutu style hook is always great because generally you hook them in the corner of the mouth. And what you got to remember is you can't swing. On the other hand, you can use a J hook, and if you fish it the exact same way you would fish a Mutu style hook, in other words, not swing, you will hook them in the corner of the mouth every time also.
Is that right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
not swing.
Not swing.
Yeah.
You just treat it exactly.
Just treat it like a J hook.
In your mind,
a
close your
circle hook.
eyes and pretend you're fishing a Nautilus circle. Even if you're just fishing a cheap old bronze J hook, you just put that thing into
Put
gear.
it in gear and just whine.
Wind steady, not fast, just wind steady, and as it comes tight, you just slowly lift your rod, bend your rod.
Is the hookup ratio higher on a J hook than a circle hook?
I don't know that it's necessarily greater if you fish it like a Mutu.
Yeah.
It's more about. I would say it's more about whether you do it correctly or not.
Gotcha.
The other part of his question, which I think was the best part of the question, is how long do you let them run? And I don't care who you are, you're going to miss some.
Sure.
And, there's those fish that just barely pick it up and move a little bit, and you're just waiting, and then nothing.
Yeah.
And you always feel like, damn it, I should have set the hook.
I should have done it.
But I generally find that, hey, when I start to get a bite, I want to see it pick up a little speed before I set the hook. Okay. Now, when you're
What about the size of the hook, Frank? I mean,
I have a close friend named Sanford Merida who is, I think,
Master
an
fisherman.
amazing fisherman. And you see this man use small hooks all the time.
Yeah.
When I would be using a 2-0, he's using a 2.
Wow.
Okay. And the success ratio is great.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's definitely a difference. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. So, are you more likely to get a solid hook with a larger hook than a smaller? Or
I think your chances improve on landing the fish much more.
If the bigger hook.
Of course.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's the big question: is which size hook, and that's
Sanford's
debatable,
also
right?
one that uses lighter line. But if where most people are using 50, he's using 40. But if you pull properly, the 40 is almost as good as the 50 if you pull properly.
Frank said something once years and years and years ago, and it's the lesson that I've tried to live by forever. And it's when it's a tough day and it's hard to get a bite and all these things that well before you drop, you'll see guys all the time drop down in line size to try to get their bite. And Frank had always preached, like, man, drop your hook size before you drop your line size. And I've lived by that rule too. And put a little smaller hook, the bait swims a little better. Maybe it hides in the bait a little better, especially if you shoulder hook it.
Sure.
And you can still get the bite on heavy line. But I'm a big fan of that. I'm a fan of letting my hook size drop a little bit before I drop my line size. I'm a heavy line guy.
The other thing that's really crazy and my wife is a believer in that. And that is, when you and I hook a fish, we pull on it, right?
Absolutely. That's what I came for. That's what I paid for my ticket price for.
But she and I've seen other people don't yank and pull so hard.
Right.
And I see it. It
Totally.
Definitely, they get their fish
Something to
in. There is something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't pull. The harder you pull, the harder they pull. Huh?
It seems that way. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I'll watch Kathy walk up the rail, or some of our lady anglers walk up the rail with a fish, and instead of having a solid bend into it, it's almost not quite straight at them, and they're just taking their time, and that fish doesn't go nuts.
Yeah.
So how much truth there is to that?
We'll see.
It's just something to consider.
Yeah. Well, I want to take a minute to talk about a great spot that I know you're very familiar with, and that's Charlie's Landing over at Seaforth Sport Fishing. Brent Crenshaw, the owner there, doing a great job there. If you haven't been to Charlie's Landing at Seaforth, I'm telling you, some of the best food you could possibly, one of the best smash burgers I've ever had.
In town,
yeah.
period.
Fish and chips. They do fish and shrimp tacos. They have fantastic breakfast burritos, great sandwiches. But you know what else is a great idea? A lot of times on pre-departures and the evening departures, guys want to have food on the boat, and the galley's not open on the boat. Order your food from Charlie's Landing the day before or the day earlier that day, and they will cater that trip for you. The food will be right there at Seaforth, and you don't have to go stop somewhere and pick it up. Charlie's Landing will cater it for you.
I thought that was such a great idea. If you're a charter master and you got a boat running and you've got 20 guys, rather than a hodgepodge of a guy being late and trying to find a burrito or whatever else, you make the phone call. Hey man, I got 18 guys. We're going on the Cortez. We're hoping to do fish and chips for everybody.
Yeah.
There will be a full set for all 18, all the sides, all the utensils, all the everything. You just swing in, pick it up. Everybody's taken care of.
Yeah,
I thought that was such a good move.
And then here's another great deal. Fishermen and whale watchers get their first beer for $1 with a proof of a reservation and a purchase of an entree. And here's another cool deal. Private boaters, you're out cruising around Mission Bay or whatever, or you're launching your boat and you want to get some breakfast burritos. Private boaters can call in their orders and then pull into the Seaforth dock and run up and grab it. And take some fresh breakfast burritos out on the water with you, or some fresh sandwiches.
I was going to say, how about launching your boat, making the phone call? By the time you're done with rolling through the 5 mile an hour zone, swing.
Go and get bait.
Your hot breakfast is already done. Exactly.
Yeah.
No one's closer to the bait
you're right
than
there.
Seaforth Sport Fishing is.
So check it out. Charlie's Landing. They're great people over there with fantastic food. It's right there at Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay. Check it out.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We got your phone calls. We got your catch report. We got your text messages. And most importantly, we got the man, Captain Frank Preste. You stay tuned. Hit Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
45 years. That's how long we've been right here on Mission Bay, helping friends and family like you discover the joy of sailing, kayaking, and everything life on the water has to offer. I'm Logan from Fastlane Kayaks, and if you ask Ron and Debbie Lane whether 45 years feels like a long time, they'll tell you time flies when you're having fun. You see, the Lanes have followed their passion for a life on the water, and they've made a living inviting others along for the ride. Over the years, the shop has grown and changed, and so have the employees and products inside. From selling catamarans in the 1970s as newlyweds, living in a VW bus in the store parking lot, to being the destination Hobie fishing kayak store they are today, working with their 2 sons and daughter. You might be looking for a new way to enjoy time on the water with your family, or maybe you're looking for a new way to stay active, enjoy nature, explore, and catch a spotted bay bass. Whatever your goals, come visit us in Dana Landing on Mission Bay, and we'll get you geared up and ready to enjoy life on the water.
Captain Jamie Tennis from Seasoned Sport Fishing here. For the past few seasons, a dart-styled metal jig has come into play in a big way for tuna offshore or even rockfish down deep. AFCO's crossbreed jig has quickly become the go-to for many since it came onto the market. AFCO's crossbreed jig is good to go right out of the package with a 4X treble hook, heavy-duty split rings, West Coast colors, and sizes 60 gram to 120 gram. Pick one up today at your local tackle store or learn more on AFCO.com.
The fish are biting and it's time to go. Hi, this is Ben, and you will see me at my dad's shop, Dana Landing in Mission Bay, or maybe in front of the shop on my kayak. It doesn't matter if you are out there on a kayak with me, on your boat, headed out on a sport boat. Dana Landing Landing has everything you need. We call it the one-stop shop for a great day on the water because it truly is. Food, bait, tackle, beverages, and more. Our tackle shop, headed by John, is certainly one of the best. For freshwater tackle, nothing beats East County Bait and Tackle. These guys have the best rods and reels and the hottest lures and live bait. Our newest shop is Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle with a great stock of both fresh and saltwater tackle right in the heart of Lemon Grove. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, 94 to Broadway in Lemon Grove, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay. Check out danalanding.com for more details.
Hello, this is Captain Mike Totter from Searcher Sport Fishing. Alongside my colleague, Chef Josh Evans, and our dedicated team, we invite you to join us aboard the Searcher. Our fishing trips range from 1.5 to 8 days, available May through November, and include charter options. We're committed to upholding a legacy of top-notch customer service, delicious food, and a friendly and talented crew. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call Rachel at 619-226-2403. That's searchersportfishing.com. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. You know, one thing I really wanted to talk about and neglected yesterday was the
You just heard Mike on the Searcher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Captain Toddard reminded me of it, and the Captain Potato Head charter for our great friend Dick Urango passed years ago.
Iron Man lures.
Cancer. Yeah. Dick and Daphne was such a fixture down here for all the years. The best people. Anyways, the trip that he did every year still happens, and his nickname was Captain Potato Head. And they call it the Captain Potato Head Memorial Trip, and they do a really great job of really hustling up a lot of raffle prizes. Pete, I know you provided gifts from Let's Talk Hookup.
Sunglasses.
We try to do the same thing in the tackle store, and Mike himself was got rods and reels from various manufacturers. Anyways, they hold a big raffle on the boat. All of the money that they raise gets donated to cancer research, and they raised close to $7,000 this year. And I just thought it was such a cool thing. It's just he was a great guy, and that's a great trip celebrating a great man, and all the people are really gracious in giving to him. That's they raised close to $7,000.
Was that all the ladies in pirate suits? Was that part of that?
Nope.
No, that was the trip before.
That
was a trip
I think
before.
the trip after.
There was a ladies' trip where they're all dressed in pirate suits.
So popular, the ladies' trip, that they had to do a second one, and I believe they're on the second one right now. They do them back to back. I could be wrong, and Rachel.
And it looked like a lot of the ladies were doubling up too.
Oh yeah, a lot of them do.
You know what? Those ladies are having so much fun, and I just encourage more gals to get into fishing because it is just cool to see. And they were having an absolute ball, and you should have seen them this morning with all their fish.
Did they come back this morning?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. They had beautiful fish. The gals fish very, very well. There's no doubt about it.
That's cool.
It's the most fun in the tackle store when that trip goes because they do a pirate theme. Their line, they play like Pirates of the Caribbean music, and all the gals are there having a good time. But what is the most fun is in the tackle store. Some of them really get into it, and they're dressed in full pirate costume. Yeah. But in the tackle store, there's a guy that happens to be going fishing on board the Tomahawk, and he's there to buy his license. And then behind him is a gal ready to buy his license with a swashbuckle and a sword and a pirate hat.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
He just says, "How's it going, man? What do you think? You going to buy a tungsten jig, or are you just going to fish an Eddie Bob?" It's so much fun. Like, they are into it for a really good time. That Searcher's doing great things.
I was going to say, I'd like to give Mike the kudos. That guy works hard. He really
works
does.
So hard.
He is a good man.
Yeah.
And so cooperative also.
And Josh too, man.
Yep.
Josh, what a great chef and co-owner with Mike. I mean, both of them.
They do
really fantastic work on that.
Yep.
And such a great legacy of former boat of Captain Franklin Preste, and Art and Celia Taylor.
It's Art and Celia's legacy.
And Art and Celia really kind of paved the way for Mike and Josh to really get into that.
That's right.
And hats off to Art and Celia for doing that.
That's
too,
right.
For sure. Hey, time to find out what's biting out there, Rick.
It is indeed, man. Today our catch report sponsored by Gamakatsu, and if you like to fish for tuna and you're not using Gamakatsu hooks, you are missing bite. Their 720 heavy-duty assist hook is the right hook for your nighttime jig fishing. And for bait fishing, nothing beats that Nautilus circle hook. They come in sizes as small as a number 4 and all the way up to a 6.0. And for big fish, the Nautilus HD is the one. It's tough enough to get your bite, but it's not an oversized wire. You can see it at your local dealer or check gamakatsu.com. We're going to head it up to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. We got the man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line right now. Good morning, Woolley.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Frank. Hello,
Good morning.
everybody.
Hey, Brian.
Hi,
Good
Brian.
stuff, man. Hello. So, warm water, good water on the coast, 72 to 74 even in our little stretch there. So things have really wanted to get with it on the local half-day scene towards the end of this last week. So fishing over the scatter hard bottom spots, been kicking out some nice sand bass for the half-day guys. Rubber lures and live baits fished on dropper loops have been working really well. Some sorting through the undersized fish has been kind of part of the deal, but it's been really good when the conditions have been favorable. Calico bass fishing in the kelp has been a day-to-day deal. Same deal with the success really being dictated by the condition set. So, you have the warm water and the clean water. If you don't have any of that movement, you still really need that current to keep things alive there with that calico bass fishing. But it has been good on that small sardine and anchovy that we've had for live bait. So it's really reactivated that bass fishing for us. So good surface action too for the guys on the hard baits and the artificials there. That bonito that Frank alluded to earlier there kind of pushed in our zone as well. So that's been an added fun element to the half day and 3/4 day there. Guys fishing small little sniper style jigs on lighter line have had a real fast, easy 5-fish limit on that stuff. And of course the fly line anchovy's been perfect for that. Over at Clemente, the Fury's been over there on some of his overnight trips. He's had some mixed success on that yellowtail this week with that fish going 12 to 25 pounds. As this water's warming up, that squid that was really a key component to that fish over there is starting to dry up. So Marcus said that they've been seeing a little bit less on those grounds in the morning and having to go kind of hunt around for their yellowtail during the day. Some halibut, some sea bass still in the mix there when that fish is right. But that calico bass fishing, again, is kind of kicked back on over there, again, with the warmer water and the better weather. So that's been real nice to see there. And then offshore, Christian on the Lexi, got a couple decent days of that bluefin out there. Fish on the flyers and the kite, a couple bait fish, a couple troll fish, that kind of a deal. Just same standard operating procedure out there on the tuna grounds for his 4-pack passengers and whatnot. So, again, nice anchovy and sardine mix for our live bait, and things look really lined up for another fun week here. So if you guys want to hop on a trip, definitely still make that reservation. Call us 949-496-5794. Of course, you can always hit us on the web at danaworth.com and book online from there.
Man, great info, Willie. Sounds like some really good fishing to be had. Gotta love summertime and the variety that provides from the bonita, the bass, and everything in between. Great fishing, man. Great. Glad to hear it, and look forward to another great report next week.
Roger, thanks for that. It's like local summer now. All the kids are back in school. The kind of tourist elements kind of prep back to, it's various locales. So, good local time to come jump on a 1/2 and 3/4 day boat and come fish with us.
I love it.
Perfect.
Great job, Willie. Appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you then.
All right, guys. Have a great week. See ya.
Thanks, Willie.
Fantastic.
Appreciate that.
All right. Phones are packed. Giving away a $250 gift certificate to either your choice of the Royal Polaris, Shogun, Polaris Supreme, and an overnight trip out of Fisherman's Landing. Tuxter and Collar both going to win today.
That's pretty...
Huh?
Pretty special day for sure. That's awesome. Well, I had a great text message that I wanted to read. It says, good morning, Captain Frank. I'm leaving on a 5-day trip after Labor Day on the Vagabond. If we ran south, do you feel we'll have a decent shot at that yellowtail and yellowfin tuna? And in your opinion, is a 5-day long enough to get into that zone? Really hoping the bait situation improves a little bit for our trip. And then lastly, could you give me any type of a tip on what a guy might do to try to get his personal best yellowtail?
This is September?
Yes,
September.
Yeah, beginning of September, right after Labor Day.
Okay. Well, first of all, canoas should turn on sometime in September, and that's 4-day range. And 5-day range is San Pablo, which, Aliar just had fabulous yellowtail fishing in that area. So I think you're good for good yellowtail fishing if that's the direction Mike goes, and I'm sure Mike will. You're going on a great boat with a great operator. And as far as fishing for big yellows, probably, I would say a dropper loop with a greenie would be one of your better bets for a bigger fish. And it's amazing how quite often the yo-yo off the bottom is awfully good for a big fish.
Cool. All right. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Continuing our catch report here, Gundy Gunderson, our surf guru, is here. Good morning, Gundy.
Hey, Gundy.
Hey, how's it going, guys? How you doing, Frank?
Great. How are you?
Good. Very good. Very good. We're Corvina fishing.
I love it.
It's front and center right now. You know, water temperatures now in the low 70s, low to mid 70s. Strong new moon tides this week. Some cleaner, more consistent water. Not perfect, but, you know, you still have to deal with little conditions. But the guys who are on the beat fishing every other day, a couple times a week, are making some real good catches. Still solid croaker fishing, yellowfin and spotfin, and some quality barred perch in the mix, even on the southern front. The halibut fishing has probably been a little scratched with the warm water, but other than that, you know, pretty solid fishing. Let's start with hook, line, sinker up north. Reported good corvina fishing south of the harbor, Carpinteria, Summerlin, Ventura, Rivermouth, Oxnard, all good stretches there. Lots of sand crabs in the water. Nice mix of 10 to 12 inch barred perch also on the board there. Just Fishing reported good corvina action along most South Bay beaches, Hermosa, Manhattan, Torrance. They posted a 4-pound, 2-ounce fish taken near the Hermosa Pier on a soft-shell sand crab, and they've also had some nice perch in the mix. Big Fish reported water temperatures finally in the low 70s. Those guys have been stuck in the mid-60s forever, but the corvina fishing is reacting. Sunset Beach, Dog Beach, Bolsa Chica, all reporting good fishing, and then that bite near the Huntington Pier continues. Ketchum Tackle reported good corvina action, river jetties, street jetties between the piers, Hogan, Salt Creek, T Street, State Park. Pacific Coast still has that 5-pound, 0.7-ounce fish leading the Derby, and they said solid fishing, probably Torrey Pines south, a little off-color water north, and that's kind of been the deal. You know, we've had a little wind, we get a little swell, sometimes there's junk in the water, so that's how the whole summer's been. So it's just something you got to deal with. Get on the beat, find that cleaner water, and you're going to make catches.
Yeah, a little beans in the action there. Yeah, great report. Going to appreciate that very much, and we will talk to you next week.
Hey, we got another full hour coming
your way, guys.
We got another full hour coming. Thanks, Gunny. Appreciate that. We got another full hour coming your way. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Anyone that's been to the Eastcape knows Smokey's Curing Company Cantina, the best food and drink in Los Barriles, and a fun place to hang out and watch your favorite sporting event. If you're lucky, you probably had Smokey's process your fish to take home. Their quality and service is top-notch. You'll see me at Smokey's Cantina hanging out with the owner Chris and my buddies when fishing in the Eastcape. And we always send our fish to be processed at Smokey's too. Now Chris has added one of the finest boats in the Eastcape available for you to charter for a day or more of fishing. Vaquera. It's an immaculate 35 Cabo with a seakeeper and Captain Diego Romero, one of Baja's best. If you're looking for a great charter boat when fishing at Palmas, Playa, or other resorts, Vaquera, booked at BajaSmokies.com, should be your choice. So, when you're headed to the Eastcape, be sure to stop by Smokey's Curing Company Cantina. Send your fish to be processed there and fish aboard the 35 Cabo Vaquera. Check BajaSmokies.com for more details.
Hey guys, this is Ali Husseini from Local Knowledge and BD Outdoors. I'm a lucky guy in so many ways, and one thing I'm really grateful for is my little brother Yosef. Yosef is not only a fellow angler, but he's also an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find the ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free no-obligation evaluation online now by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. That's SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put in your address, and you'll get a home value report immediately sent to your email. No pressure, no obligations, just answers. Yosef is the SoCal real estate go-to guy. He's helped me and so many of my fellow fishing buddies find what they're looking for in a home. He knows anglers and he understands the real estate market. Not only that, but he's also a really nice guy. How many brothers can you say that about? Go to SoCalHomeEval.com and find out where you stand in the real estate market, and then get with Yosef and find your ultimate home. Again, go to SoCalHomeEval.com and we'll see you on the water.
Hey, this is Captain Benny Florentino, owner-operator of Coastal Charters. Just want to announce that I'll be running the Camus 26 hybrid boat from West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. Hybrid being a center console with bay boat features. The boat features a Michael Peters stepped hull that'll give both myself and my guests a comfortable dry ride. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa will be carrying the 26 hybrid, 28 hybrid, and also a 34 cat. Heck, they even have some great looking bass boats. But if you have any other questions, feel free to call Nick Kelly or Kyle Mesa at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa, and we'll see you on the water.
Take it from Captain Benny Florentino. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa is your source for Camus boats, as well as Parker boats, Yamaha outboards, and now Mercury outboards. Sales and service, the finest you can find. Go see Nick and the guys at West Coast Marine on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check westcoastmarine.com.